Hey guys, Dr. Matt here back again for another Wellness Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about some spinal hygiene, and we're going to be focusing first on some movement tools that once mastered will really help you to learn how to move pain-free and then translate into these spinal hygiene moves. So one of the first foundational things we need to master before we jump into our 3 movement tools and patterns is the abdominal brace. So a good cue to learn how to do the abdominal brace is to push your fingers into your sides here. So we're not directly coming from the side here. We're coming in just about 45 degrees there. Both sides, we're going to push in. And as I push in, now think of tightening your core. Like if I was going to sucker punch myself in the stomach, how would I brace for that? So we're pushing in here. We're going to tighten that core, and we should feel a little bit of a kick back into our fingers from our abdominal wall. So let me demonstrate that again. So we're pushing in, now brace, and there should just be the slightest push back into our fingers. So that's the abdominal brace, and that'll be really important to practice that, master that, because it's really going to help us in these next 3 movement patterns. All right, so the first movement pattern that we're going to work on is the stop twist. So mastering this movement will really help to translate when we're opening doors or maybe rolling in bed, and really help spare the spine when we're having low back pain. So what you're going to do is go up to a wall. You're going to set yourself up into a wall plank, okay? Now, remember that bracing, this will be really important because you're going to want to brace in your core, and then we're going to be rotating out. So the idea here is that spine stays nice and neutral and straight, and it's not twisting over top our pelvis. So our body is moving in one fluid motion, and this is staying stiff the whole time. So we're going to pan down to the feet too, because you're going to see me rotate on the balls of my toes as I open up the body into that stop twist motion. Let me demonstrate that one more time. So the feet are moving together on the balls of our toes. The next movement pattern we're going to look at is the squat. And mastering this will really help to translate when lifting an object or maybe getting up and down from a chair position. So how we go about helping to teach how to squat is if you know baseball, think of like a ready position that a shortstop or an infielder might be getting into. And what that looks like is we're just going to bend down like we were going to go sit onto a chair, and we're just going to rest our hands here on our legs. We're going to turn to the side so you can see this as well. So we're looking like we're going to sit back onto a chair, resting our hands. We're right in that ready position here, okay? So again, I'm going to engage my core, and now to get up from this position, I think about driving my hips up towards the wall here versus bending up with my spine. So if we're in this position, I can either just drive with my hips or walk it up with my hands if I am experiencing low back pain. And that whole time, again, we're keeping that abdominal brace happening, engaged, to help spare that low back. The next movement pattern we're going to look at is the lunge. Now this is a movement tool that's going to help us to get up and down from a lying down position and really spare that spine from movement, especially when we're experiencing that low back pain. So we're going to demonstrate that. We're first going to get down to a lying position and then show you how you reverse it to get back up. So keep note as I'm doing this. Again, I'm going to be bracing throughout this as much as I can. So trying to stiffen and keep my low back straight. So I'm really avoiding as much flexion and twisting in the spine as I can. So the first thing we're going to do is our lunge, the lunge back, and get both knees under us. Then we're going to sit back onto our heels. So next we're going to work ourselves to our hands and knees. So keep note, the whole time I'm trying to keep my low back core stiff, and I'm trying to minimize bending and twisting of my spine. So now we're going to get down to a lying down position, and on my left side, my left arm is going to extend out simultaneously with my left leg. It's just going to lower myself down to the floor. Okay, now when I get to this position, I'm going to keep this right leg bent, keep my right arm extended out, and I'm going to use a little bit of momentum to get myself to a lying down position. And the whole time I'm bracing here, trying to hold that brace to minimize the twisting in my low back. So what that looks like is we just go from here to there. And now I can relax down into that lying down position. Now we're just going to reverse that to get ourselves back up. So I'm going to get my right arm, right leg ready. I'm going to take my left arm and lay it down in a bent position. And I'll even bend my left leg into a 90-degree angle as well. From here, stiffen that core and get myself to this position. All right, so let me go back to that lying down position, demonstrate that again. So we're going to go right leg bent, left arm or right arm up, 90 degrees with my left arm, 90 degrees with my left leg, and we're going to use some momentum. Keep my low back stiff, roll over. From this position, I'm going to use my arms to help prop myself up to get to my hands and knees. And from there, we're just walking it back. Back to sitting down, back to getting my leg out, and using my arms to help push myself up and sparing our low back in the process. Hope you guys found these movement tools helpful. We are here to help you move better, feel better, be a better you. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Everybody's moving, everybody's moving, everybody's moving, 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 moving. Everybody's moving, everybody's moving, everybody's moving, 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 and stop.